Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. Welcome back to the FMFC, the People's Series, and today, well, it's a very sad day. We got sacked in the last episode. If you haven't watched it, go and check it out. It's I get quite emotional, but what we're now doing now, above me, you should be seeing all of your profiles flashing past with your latest attributes at the end of the first season. So if you want to pause on your player, now is your opportunity to go and do that. But what I'm just going to be doing is showing you all of those guys, and then what we'll then do is we'll have a look to see who left during the transfer window, who's now earned a new contract, who is on the most in terms of wages, who's the highest value. We'll have a look to see who's done well on the international scene. It'd be interesting to see whether or not anybody's got proper full caps, or whether or not we're doing quite well at under 21 level, or whatever the case may be. We'll have a little bit of a look at that in a bit more depth, see who's still at the club, who's been playing since we left, or since I left rather, who's in the first team now, who took over as manager, and I suppose where FMFC finished, because I've only been looking at the players. I have to admit I haven't actually looked to see how people have, how FMFC have been doing. Did they get relegated? Did they manage to get into mid-table? Did they even get into the playoffs? Who knows? The squad was good, but I just completely lost all of the morale and ability, confidence, etc. from the board, and that's ultimately what ended up happening. So I'll just allow these guys to keep rolling above my head, and as I said, in a few moments we'll be back to review the first season properly, and then I'll just explain how we're going to progress for the rest of this series going forward. So I'll see you guys in a few seconds. So, since we left, it looks as if they have got a new manager. Brian Deane, the old Sheffield United striker, is now currently the manager for FMFC. He's got some decent attributes about him. Was a decent player actually back in his day. But yeah, he's now the FMFC manager. They managed to finish in 13th place in the table, so he dramatically turned around the season, and actually only ended up finishing 6 points shy of the playoffs, which is just incredible. Fair play to the man for turning that around, because Christ knows I couldn't. So yeah, finished 13th in League 2. How did they do in terms of schedule then since we left? Well, we left at the point of this game here, the 1-1 draw against Wycombe, and managed to get a really, really good run of results together. Just not quite enough to pick up enough in terms of points. So he lost 1, 2, 3, 4. He lost 5 games between now and the end of the season. You'd like to think if he can keep a hold of the majority of this side, FMFC could actually get promoted next year. That will be quite interesting. But who will actually remain? That's another story. That is a completely other story. So let's have a look at the transfers. What happened since I left? Well, wow, quite a few incomes and quite a few outgoings. We signed Theo Robinson on a free contract, and why you'd want to do that, I have no idea. GWFM. Oh, okay, right. So GWFM was actually sold and has now been loaned back to FMFC, I guess, for the rest of the season. Well, no, he's on loan for a couple of years. Actually, let's have a look at GW. Contractual situation. Okay, no, sorry. His loan does expire at the end of the season, so he was loaned back. They signed in Paul Black, who is a left back from Carolina. That's quite interesting. Signed Reader Johnson, who is an accomplished centre-half. That is fair to say. He's played quite a few games this season, and I've also signed in Martin Craney, who has now become the vice-captain. So in terms of the players who have been sold, so yeah, Jarve FC has been sold to Man City for, wow, yeah, so £1 million. And he hasn't been playing a massive amount of games. It looks as if non-competitive wise, obviously he's in the Man City under-23 scene, but that'll be interesting to see whether or not he can get a move next year. GW is now going back to Everton. He's now valued at 1.4 million, which is just incredible. He's got a contract there till 2019. Mr. Beattie has gone to Stoke and was loaned out to, I believe that's Reading. Yeah, loaned out to Reading. Didn't play a huge amount of games, but he's got championship experience now. He's played 7 times in the championship, and in terms of his overall stats, he's progressing very, very nicely. Game Affair TV has been sold for £1 million. Looks like there's quite a few extras added onto there as well, but he's now gone to Newcastle. I have to admit, I did not play Game Affair TV at all, but by the looks of things, he hasn't been getting much game time now. He's in the under-23s with Newcastle, so he's not getting much game time there. Adamski Clarkinho, our Italian centre-back, has gone to Italy. Shock. He's gone to Juventus, and again, I would imagine he's gone for 1.8 million. He's currently sitting in the Juventus under-20s team. Now, whether or not he can get a loan move somewhere else, that would be quite interesting to see. And Fried Badger Gaming going for 1 million with 4.1 million as add-ons, and he's now playing at Chelsea. Fried Badger Gaming is playing for Chelsea. Crazy. Again, not very many starts, but has played quite a few in terms of the lower leagues. Oh, sorry, under-18s, under-18s, under-23s, etc. But he's actually in the Chelsea squad. He's actually in the Chelsea squad, so he could play quite a crucial part next year, possibly. Who knows? But yeah, so 6 players have gone during the January transfer window. If 6 players left in January, Christ knows what's going to happen during this pre-season. I have absolutely no idea. But if we go on to the shortlist now and see who's performing well, let's have a look at contractual stuff. So who is on the highest value? Well, yeah, you would expect it to be the blokes who have been sold on. Mark is still the most valuable in terms of the players who's left at FMFC. In terms of wages, again, fairly obvious to call. Java 8,500. So Mark's now on £4,000 at FMFC, and a couple of other boys look as if they've got some new contracts. So that's quite interesting to see who has actually signed new contracts with FMFC, because everyone other than Mark was 2017, everyone else is 2018 as their contract renewal. So let's just have a look to see if anybody has. Yeah, quite a few actually. So Mark McGilvery, Sergeant Ferb, Toxic Lemon, Kinrez, Cappers, Kyle, Mark and Cam Clark have all signed new contracts for 2019, which is really interesting. You can see there is a lot of people here who are wanted by clubs. I can't envisage that many of these guys will be here come the point of next year. So Brian D's going to have a massive job on his hands. But in terms of appearances, in the end, GW got the most. Sergeant Ferb, Alex Malloy, Cappers, McGilvery, Andrew Rogers, Golden FM. So not really a massive amount of change. At the end, who finished near the bottom? Just FM Saves didn't get played after we left. Dupe, right down the bottom there, which I'm really shocked about because Dupe was one of my star men. FM Zone, which is really odd considering his stats, but he's now wanted. I mean, look at those teams he's wanted by. Christ almighty. Bood is wanted by pretty much the same clubs. The FM Star, wanted by the same club, so that's really interesting. Who's in the under-23s team? Because that's a shorter squad. These are the guys that are currently sat in the under-23s, which is not good. Anchorman is injured. Oh, only for a couple of weeks. That's not too bad. Home dressing room. Second injury of the series, mate. Oh, 4 to 5 months out with a broken leg. Christ. Yeah, a lot of these guys wanted by higher league teams, and they're currently sitting in the under-23s. For what reason? I don't know. Curti FM's injured up for 2 to 3 months. Barely played since I left. That's really disappointing. Keepers is in there. Just Mikes is in there. Theo Robinson, pointless signing. He's in there. Under 18s, any of our guys in there? Yeah, Dave. Wow, Dave Azzopardi, who was my main left back, is now in the under 18s. FM Life, Lucas Cook. You guys never really got much game time there, and Tom Bleachinio. Sorry, mate, you're in the under 18s as well. So, Christ. Jeez, yeah, that's just that's quite shocking. As I said, you know, oh, let's see who I'm wanted by. Yeah, look at all those clubs. Want a bit of D-Jam? Nice. I mean, my stats look okay. I guess I'm not amazing, but I've played a lot more games under Brian Dean than I did when I was manager, weirdly enough. But anyway, so yeah, I think we'll close it at the end of this episode. That's the end of Season 1. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. What I'm going to do now for the next episode is I'm going to skip forward to the end of Season 2, and we'll have a look entirely again, exactly the same format, players' profiles, running it across at the beginning of the video, and we'll see who's gone where FMFC finished, have they got the same manager, who stayed, can some of you guys in the under-23s and under-18s force your way back up into the first team? That will be really interesting. But until the next time that we see each other for the FMFC, the People's Series, you guys have been awesome. I'm DJam FM, and as always on the channel, until we see each other next time, adios!